I'm also directing the Department of Justice to propose legislation ensuring that those who commit hate crimes and mass murders face the death penalty, and that this capital punishment be delivered quickly, decisively, and without years of needless delay.
On this episode of Just Informed Talk, we're going to take a look at the latest news stories, including the fact that 8chan has been globally shut down. Now, it may be coming back, but what's very interesting to note is there were pictures floating around on 8chan just before it globally got shut down that may have shown what we all have known may exist from the beginning. The evidence that was on Anthony Weiner's laptop of Hillary Clinton and Uma Abedin and a possible video. We're going to take a look at that, plus a whole lot more. But first, a word from the sponsor of this video, apexhealth.club. Hey guys, do I have a product for you? It's called C60 or Carbon 60. A 2012 study found lifespan almost doubled in rats given C60 and toxicity in their body dropped significantly. And why does that matter? Because people who take C60 report their hair returns to its youthful color, vision gets clear, and physical energy is sustained throughout the day. They also report increased libido and clearer, smoother skin. You're a patriot with high standards, right? So you'll be pleased to know that C60 at apexhealth.club is suspended in high-grade olive oil and made with superior 99.99% vacuum oven filtered carbon. Free from solvents in a quality-controlled environment to ensure the highest product standards. apexhealth.club is Patriot-owned. Visit apexhealth.club to give C60 a try for yourself and use the promo code Craig to receive 10% off your order. That's apexhealth.club. Use promo code Craig. Again, apexhealth.club, promo code Craig. Link will be in the description. Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome to another episode of Just Informed Talk. I always like to begin by saying thank you to everybody. So hit that subscribe button. If you haven't, please come here to the landing page, click the big red subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you get notified when these videos get posted. As always, picking up on the Q board, checking in right where we left off. We still haven't had any new Q posts. This is where we left off, Q post 3570. And today we're going to talk about the fact that the 8chan.net website has been taken down. Now, this is a part of a big move by big tech to shut down free speech. And what they've done is the people who are running the servers, I believe, at Cloudflare, who were hosting the 8chan website, have decided to deplatform them. Now, what that has done is make the website incredibly invulnerable to attack. And this means that for now, we're not going to be having any more new Q posts until the people operating that system are able to find a new security network to join with so that they can keep the website up and running without it being shut down by DDoS attack and different exploitation attacks. So this is really a big move. And you know, what's very fascinating, we're going to talk about also in this video, is that there have been reports all across Twitter and all across the boards that there were screenshots being released on 8chan just before it was pulled down that seemed to show what we have talked about for quite a while here, the contents of Anthony Weiner's laptop, a certain video featuring Uma and Hillary. And that is completely unverified and speculative at this moment, but it is very disturbing. And we'll talk about that a little bit later here in the video. But before we do that, I always encourage everyone, look, come here, watch these last few videos, share them on your social media, get the word out that way. Because look, we all know what's happening with Google and YouTube and how have seemingly gamed their algorithms to try to suppress certain content, including content that may be featured here on this channel. Not to mention the fact that they've obviously come after this channel, having demonetized it basically fully. There's definitely a lot going on behind the scenes, but that's why it's so much more important now than ever that you guys come here and watch these videos, share them on your social media, and at the bottom of this video, there's a share button. Go ahead and hit that share button and get this video out to all of your social media platforms. That's how we get the message out. That's how we go around the censorship that is being put forth and the suppression, that the content suppression that's happening in real time. And also, if you're scratching and go, what is QAnon, the Great Awakening? I always encourage everyone to come back here, watch this video. What is QAnon and the Great Awakening? Will give you a good idea of what we're doing here. And I may have to update it with everything that's happened with 8chan and everything else. But we'll talk about that obviously later in the video. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is this person over on Gab, who made this very, very, I believe, acutely accurate statement saying, 2 mass shootings later, and 1, no one is talking about Robert Mueller. 2, no one is talking about failed Russia collusion scheme. 3, no one is talking about declassification. 4, no one is talking about blacks supporting Trump post-Baltimore. 5, no one is talking about Jeffrey Epstein. 6, no one is talking about the failures of the Squad. 7, no one is talking about the pathetic Democrat candidate pool. 8, no one is talking about the failed policies of the left. 9, no one is talking about treason and sedition. Nope, no one is talking about any of that. It's all white nationalism, Trump voters, and gun control. Now, this to me is a perfect example of how the narrative has just shifted. Now, not going to get into the nuts and bolts of it, but let's put it this way. The mainstream media has seized on this opportunity to completely shift the narrative, to start pushing their radical, extreme gun control policies, to start pushing these obviously political movements, because they are trying to change the narrative, change the talking points, and get people away from all of the truths that were coming out before these 2 tragedies took place. Now, let's just put it this way. Yes, it's a story. Yes, it needs to be covered. But what we're seeing here is obviously, I think what this person who wrote this is also pointing out here is the complete spin by the media and the pivot away from all of these different talking points to an issue that they can now blow up in August, which is one of the biggest months of the year, I guess, for launching political movements. And also think about this, the states in which these atrocities took place, right? Ohio and Texas. These are 2 going to be probably very, very closely contended states in the upcoming election. So they're seizing on opportunities that are presenting themselves for them to go and politicize this crisis and try to blame Trump supporters, to make up this new narrative about white national terror that is going to eventually result in exactly what we're seeing here. Americans are or should be very skeptical, because there are new calls for domestic terrorism laws. You can't see I'm using air quotes, but apparently now, right after these last couple shootings, we're having individuals, I believe this guy who used to be former intelligence, was here on with Joy Reid on MSNBC saying, yeah, well, what we need to do? We need to just change the domestic terrorism laws. We need to pass new ones, just like they did after 9/11 with the Patriot Act, so they can take away more of your freedom and spy on you illegally. But what I thought was even more fascinating about this individual, Malcolm Nance, calling for the development of new domestic terror laws is that, think about this in the context of the information that's coming out. As I've reported here with the incredible work of Mary Fanning and Alan Jones over at the AmericanReport.org, you guys should go check out their website, a lot of great content. We have talked about an incredible story with this man named Dennis Montgomery, who in 2015 went to the FBI field office in Miami and turned over 47 hard drives worth of evidence, which he claimed proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Obama's administration was illegally abusing surveillance systems to spy on domestic, to spy on U.S. citizens without any predicate. And these people, what were they spying on them for? Because they were the political adversaries of Obama and his political friends and allies. So they were abusing the surveillance system to illegally spy on American citizens, including President Trump, who, quote, again, from, I believe it was Mary Fanning and Alan Jones in their reporting, was spied on by these people a bazillion times. I know it's not a real number, but that's how much they were spying on President Trump. And what's very interesting to note is that back in 2017, I believe it was March or May, there was a report coming out on the Operation Freedom radio show with Dave Janda and General McInerney, where General McInerney basically confirmed the fact that the surveillance tools, these super surveillance tools, were illegally being used by the Obama administration against President Trump and others illegally, without any predicate or warrants or any following of due process for that. type of surveillance. And guess what happened the day after that? The day after that, we have Comey leaking memos to the media, which then in turn prompts Rod Rosenstein to hire special counsel Robert Mueller to start this investigation into the whole Russia hoax and collusion. So these intelligence guys are trying to cover their trail. They know that we, the American people, are on to what they were doing. And for them, there's definitely always a national security component. Let's just remember this, right? Because these surveillance tools are used to monitor terrorists. They've been used to stop terrorist activities. Sources inside the military have confirmed that these surveillance tools are used to save the American people in a lot of ways that we'll never probably understand, from pretty atrocious things, and to bring terrorists and other criminals to justice. But that doesn't make it okay for it to be used against American citizens. Now, that goes right back to this story. What's being asked for here by Malcolm Nance on Joy Reid's show, AM Joy, is that they write new domestic terror laws which would allow them to do this kind of spying, right? That's the whole thing. Now, it makes total sense, right? It's not going to necessarily absolve them of their guilt if they were guilty previously, but it'll establish a precedent that they can argue and say, well, this needed to be legal, and we were just doing the right thing, and so on and so forth, and we were just doing what we thought was right and spying on President Trump and all of his allies and setting him up with Joseph Mifsud and Alexander Downer and other individuals in order to frame him. It's all a part of a very, very complex system that you wouldn't understand because you're not in intelligence. That's what it is. This is what they're calling for already. So you see, I'm just trying to make this more transparent for you guys. You can see right through it. Hopefully it's as transparent to you as it is to me, that this new call for domestic terror laws is just another veiled way for them to try to justify their previous actions, in my humble opinion, on the heels of such a tragedy where we should be focusing on helping those who were affected by this tragedy, trying to figure out the root causes of this tragedy, both these shootings and tragedies. And in order to do that, we have to understand the individuals who did this. And look at what the information that's coming out about both these people. Again, more information here coming out about the Dayton shooter's Twitter, where he was pushing socialism and gun control and saying that they should slice ice tires and that they needed to end fascism. And some of the other things that were said on here were just crazy. Obviously showing support for the individual who attacked the ICE facility. Obviously, people have talked about, other reports talk about how this person was echoing AOC's language about concentration camps on the border and was pro-Satan, apparently, according to other reports. And also, of course, said, quote, in their own tweets that they would vote for Elizabeth Warren. So, and then you look on the other side and you look at El Paso, and you have people basically politicizing this to no end. You have this representative out of Texas, Veronica Escobar, basically saying to President Trump that Trump is not welcome in El Paso. President Trump, that's great. I'm really glad that a sitting U.S. House representative is fanning the flames of division and hatred by trying to ostracize the President of the United States from helping in this crisis, in trying to fix it. Now, and I say this with the utmost sincerity, because look, these individuals are trying to convince you that President Trump is the problem here. But if you look at the patterns behind both of these individuals and their radicalization and how they got to where they were, I mean, I've heard it's put this way the best. It's two sides of the same coin. There's extreme people on the left and there's extreme people on the right who are advocating for violence, and we need to disavow that immediately. I've said that from day one on this channel. I disavow all violent, rhetoric or actions, because we have to be able to solve this peacefully as a country. We have to be able to come together and see past our differences, and we have to bring justice and equality of the law legally and lawfully. Okay, not through our own vigilante means. This is very important that I get that out there. So with that being said, I mean, you can see that what the media is doing is, as I said before, and I outlined at the beginning of this, the media is seizing this opportunity to continue to push division, to continue to balkanize different parts of the population against one another, where it will get to the point that they will continue to do this until they're forced to stop, meaning there has to be some sort of wave of common sense, hopefully morality or integrity that comes and takes over these people before they just continue to push this country into oblivion. We have to make them understand that as the media, they are the ones who are fanning these flames of racism and hatred and division. And they're the ones who are taking everything President Trump says and cutting it all out of context and trying to report on him as being this terrible, misogynistic, racist, whatever it is, right? Associated, they called him a white supremacist, just stupid, asinine things, right? But this is the rhetoric that they continue to push when there's ample mountains and mountains of evidence on the other side to talk about people like, I don't know, Jeffrey Epstein and what that's going to end up uncovering. How about Robert Mueller and his 2.5+ year investigation that yielded nothing but a waste of taxpayer money? How about the fact that that was started on the heels of everything we talked about earlier in this video with regard to what happened with the super surveillance system, the Hammer? And the abuse by the Obama administration. Why don't we do like one media story on that? How about we get one story on the mainstream media about that? And then maybe people will start to understand that we're just working to bring truth out and to bring justice to those who have violated the law. There has to be equality of law. So these are the things that we're pushing for here. And of course, there are stories like this coming out talking about how they've been seeing a lot of Peter Strzok around the FBI. A lot of sources in the FBI are talking about how they've been seeing Peter Strzok entering and leaving the FBI building, having top-level meetings with DOJ and FBI brass. And you have to ask yourself, well, what could that possibly mean? Well, guess what? I kind of can tell you what it means. As we've been told by Q from the beginning, this is all a part of his work as a cooperating witness. Now, Peter Strzok obviously was one of the lead investigators in Hillary Clinton. So I think if he's taking high-level meetings with Trump's DOJ and the FBI, that there is obviously still ongoing investigations. And as a cooperating witness, he's surely been forced to help in those investigations. So just food for thought for everyone out there watching. Now, this is what happened over on 8chan. So what happened was this company Cloudflare came out last night and said, we're not going to host 8chan anymore. It's a security management type server tech company out in San Francisco that has said it's enough is enough and they're going to deplatform 8chan. So 8chan moved and got this new company called BitMitigate. And apparently right after BitMitigate agreed to host 8chan and to do their security work, they got deplatformed themselves. So now CodeMonkey, one of the people who's been an 8chan admin for a while, is saying basically now that we're in the middle of finding a new place to host the website to protect it from the DDoS attacks and other things that are happening there. But they're working on it, and we're going to have to wait and see how this all plays out. At this point, though, I can tell you one thing for sure, that we will have 8chan back up and running eventually, and we will get more posts from Q. You can mark my words on that. But before we go, let's talk about finally what we talked about in the beginning here, this supposed video that existed and was having screenshots shown on 8chan previous to it being shut down. As you recall, we got this post from Q back in March 6th of 2018, which said, is the stage set for a drop of HRC ++++++++++ rawvid 55 xrvid 5774. We have it all. Reread regarding stage, the nail in many coffins, liberal undo, impossible to defend, toxic to those who connected, or to those connected. We must work together. We are only as strong as your voice. You must organize and be heard. This is why we keep you divided, or why they keep you divided in the dark, weak. We are here to unite and provide truth, dark to light. Evil surrounds us. We are fighting for you. Where we go one, we go all. The choice to know will be yours. And Q. Well, let's put it this way. The next one even is more important, where Q says, the depths of their treason is unimaginable, pure evil, hell on earth, HRC victory, Q. So when we read these, we have to take them in context to other ones that Q drops just shortly thereafter right here, which talked about this New York Times article about deep fakes. Now, this is all connected back to a video that supposedly was extracted from the laptop of Anthony Weiner by officials in the NYPD and other federal investigators upon seizing that. There was a file marked insurance on that laptop, and apparently, according to sources that I have, there were several NYPD officers who saw that video and those files, which contained very evil, occult, disgusting things, which I'm not going to necessarily go through what they are, because I'm sure most of you can figure that out very quickly for yourself, having followed this for as long as you have. But the reality is this. We know now that this is what Q told us back then. And now you have 8chan that gets shut down, and you look at it and you think to yourself, what could have happened there? Well, I'm not going to show you the whole video or the actual photo itself, because I just don't want to put that content out here on this on my platform here, because a lot of families watch this stuff. And look, if you want to see it, it's on my Twitter account. I have it right here. The photo that was posted by Sainted Anon from the 8chan board directly, it seems to show some pretty disturbing graphic things. So obviously I'll leave a link to my Twitter in the description. If you guys want to go see that, you can go check that out, and make your own mind up for what you think, because that's what this is all about. You do your own logical research and make your own conclusions, your own decisions based off of what you are learning, not just to let people tell you what to think. That's what we're trying to break here, and that is the system that has been developed to control you. So look, that's where I'm going to tell everybody to go check it out, and obviously there'll be a link in the description. I may just link straight to that tweet, so if you guys want to pull it up, look at it, and decide for yourself, I would encourage you to do that. But just a warning, it's not there's not, you're going to see anything graphic because everything's been blacked out. So it's just a matter of, looking at the picture and saying, well, what is this? That's really all it is. We're just asking the question. All right, what are we looking at? That's really all it is. So with that, I want to say thank you guys. That's pretty much where we're going to wrap it up. And thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Again, come here, click the big red subscribe button if you haven't already. Watch these videos, share them on your social media, get the word out that way. That's how we go around what's happening with all of the algorithmic bias and everything that we see. That's how we get around it. So share these videos on your social media, get the word out that way. But a few other ways you can help out the channel. Obviously, look, there's this great product, and right now, I've been using it for a while. I really like it myself. You guys will love it too. It's basically another internet browser. It's just like Chrome or Internet Explorer or any of those major ones, Mozilla Firefox. If you guys want a cool new browser that blocks ads and helps support this channel, go to the link in the description, click this button, download the Brave browser. Then you have to install it just like you would anything else, Google Chrome or whatever, and then you can run it. And when you see how much easier it makes your internet and run, and how smoother it is, and all of that, you'll really be impressed, and I hope you enjoyed. And also make sure that when you use this browser and you go visit my YouTube channel, they actually support the channel. And so you can support the channel by downloading this browser. Use the link in the description. Also, if you're going to be in Miami and you want to come to this incredible conference, we even have more guests. It's going to be great. The American Priority Conference at Trump National in Doral, the Blue Monster. You ever heard of that? For all you guys who like golf, we're going to have a charity golf tournament, charity poker tournament. There's going to be speakers, Sarah Sanders, Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, Matt Gaetz, Dinesh D'Souza, Jason Chaffetz, Robert Davi, a bunch of other people. You guys need to come check it out. There'll be a link to get tickets down in the discussion. And I'm sure they're going to keep announcing bigger and bigger names for this. So if you want to get your tickets, use the link in the description and get your tickets now. If you're going to be in Miami, October 10th through 12th of this year, which is only a couple months away, and you want to support this and get involved in a big network of patriots who love this country, I would encourage you to go check out the American Priority Conference, which is obviously, like I said, the link will be in the description. You guys should go check that out. Also, as I mentioned before, come check me out over on Twitter at JUSTINFORMED. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be coming after the video. So if you're here, just please hit the follow button. That helps the channel as well. So appreciate that very much. And also, I have Just Informed News, the official website for Just Informed Talk, where you'll get links to different Q stuff. Unfortunately, Q research isn't up right now because 8chan's down, but you'll get links to different Q stuff. You'll also get links to news, different news organizations. You scroll down, you get breaking news down here, and of course, the latest videos from the channel as well. So that's justinformednews.com. Go check that out. That's the official website for Just Informed Talk. Also, a couple other ways you can help out the channel, both financial. We have Patreon, the crowdfunding website. Look, you guys are seeing that I'm having to go out and get sponsors on my own, but your support is also what helps keep this channel alive. So because of what's happened with Google and the way that they've basically demonetized my channel 100% behind the scenes now, I've had to go out and get outside advertisers. I'm working on getting a CBD company involved. You guys can let me know what you think about that. But this is the way that this is really what I depend on to keep this channel alive, and it's Patreon, and it's your support. It's patreon.com. It's a crowdfunding website. You come here, you click this button to become a patron. It's a monthly donation. You set it and forget it, and know you're helping create content on this channel on a regular basis. With your funding and support, this channel will stay on as long as I can keep making content. I will be posting with your support. Also, I have a GoFundMe set up if you want to make a one-time or anonymous donation. That helps out the channel big time. Links to everything that we've talked about here will be in the description, so go check that out. Now, before we go, we do a segment at the end of each one of these episodes called God's Grace is Greater, where we talk about God's grace and how it is truly greater. And for today, I want to share a prayer with you for spiritual power out of the book of Ephesians, chapter 3, verse 14 through 21. And this is a prayer I just want to share with you because I think this is something we all need to remind ourselves of every day. It says, "For this reason I bow my knees before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth is named. I pray that he may grant you, according to the riches of his glory, to be strengthened with power through his Spirit in the inner man, and that the Messiah may dwell in your hearts through faith. I pray that you, being rooted and firmly established in love, may be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the length and width, height and depth of God's love, and to know that the Messiah's love that surpasses knowledge, or to know the Messiah's love that surpasses knowledge, so you may be filled with all the fullness of God. Now to him who is able to do above and beyond all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in you, to him be glory in the church and in Christ Jesus to all generations, forever and ever. Amen." Now, look, this to me is just where we should all draw our strength. We should draw our strength from God, and remembering that we have to go to God and ask for that strength, right? The power of the Holy Spirit to come into our hearts and to strengthen us in our faith so that we may be able to go out into the world and share that great, glorious message with others. That's what we're called to do by God. And if we can go above and beyond what we even think we are able to do, that's what we can do with God, right? That in order to go beyond what we are able to do as individuals, we have to put our faith in God. And that's how we go above and beyond what we are called to do, because we have that faith and we put that faith into the world and we love one another and we share this incredible gift that is our eternal salvation with everyone we know. Because no matter who you are, Jesus died on the cross for your sins and you are saved. All you have to do is embrace that. Say a prayer. Open up that line of communication, even if it's been a while. And if you're having problems with your family or friends or work, or you feel like you're playing too many violent video games, or you feel like you're watching too much violent television or imagery, or you're struggling with, other different addictions in that sense, just remember, put your faith in God. He will save you. He will deliver you from all of that and give you the power to do things that you may never have thought otherwise you were able to do. Because the things that God can do for us are things that our hearts and our minds could never imagine. So remember that message and pass that on to your family, friends, and loved ones, and make that a way to live your life. And that's my call to action for you. So that's going to be it. If you want, come here, click the big red subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you get notified, and hit it, bop it, tap it, headbutt it, reverse roundhouse kick it, whatever. Hit the like button if you guys like this content and want to see me make more. That's going to be it for me, though. Thanks for watching this episode of Just Informed Talk. My name is Craig. Godspeed and God bless each and every one of you, Patriots.